Hello everyone, thank you for joining with me today. Well, I want to talk about there's no such thing as a woman and the earth is flat. I know, you got that right. Hang in with me. Because last week the American Civil Liberties Union published this on their Twitter account. Biologically based beliefs are myths. Beliefs such as transgender girls having physical advantages have been debunked. There is no longer a set of hormone ranges, body parts, or chromosomes that indicate male or female. Now, you may not have been aware of such progress, but let me tell you, it's coming. And what happened is, while the world looks on, esteemed academics have joined with the trans crusade. In 2019, Gina Rippon published this book called The Gendered Brain. New neuroscience that shatters the myth of the female brain. Well, this goes very far in enlightening us to a radical new belief. So that belief is that neurosexism, and actually Nature journal ran an article that had this headline, Neurosexism, the myth that men and women have different brains. And then the subtitle was The Hunt for Male and Female Distinctions Inside the Skull is a Lesson in Bad Medical Practice. You mean that we can't even research for this? We shouldn't even check and make sure that there might be some differences? That would be bad research practice? This has gone too far. The New England Journal of Medicine, it is the world's most prestigious medical journal, and it recently published this. Failed assignments, rethinking sex designations on birth certificates. And it indicated that sexual designations on birth certificates offer no clinical advantage, serve only legal, not medical goals. Well, I don't know about you, but if I'm in a car accident, I want the EMT to be able to look at my birth certificate and say, this is a female, there might be this happening or that happening. And because of my sexual difference that I could expect, or this EMT could expect me to react differently to different injuries, to different symptoms. And they need to treat it differently. But hang in there. The American Association for the Advancement of Science, a few days after the Nature Reviews article, posted this. Researchers discover clues to brain differences between males and females. And then a new editorial that just came out in the Lancet Neurology Journal says this. This is the title of the research, Sex and Gender, Modifiers of Health, Disease, and Medicine. These authors state that a combination of all genetic and hormonal causes of sex differences yield two different biological systems in men and women that translate into differences in disease predisposition, manifestation, and response to treatment. Therefore, sex is an important modifier of physiology and disease and epigenetic and hormonal regulations. We need to listen to this. In 2001, the National Academy of Sciences stated that being male or female, is an important basic human variable that affects health and illness throughout the lifespan, and that differences in health and illness are influenced by individual genetic and physiological constitutions, as well as an individual's interaction with the environment and experiential factors. Incidence and severity of diseases vary between the sexes and may be related to differences in exposure routes of entry, and processing of foreign agents and cellular interactions. Therefore, sex should be considered when designing and analyzing all areas and all levels of biomedical and health related research. So it's important. We can't just ignore sex differences in research. The Sex and Gender Review continued, and it detailed afflictions with sexually distinct patterns that have been investigated during the last 2 decades. And these include Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, influenza, pneumonia, chronic kidney and liver diseases, depression, suicide, and even COVID-19 have sex differences in their trajectory. Efforts to bring sex and gender into the mainstream of modern research, practice, and education are urgently needed. We need to really focus on these things, as a lack of appreciation for sex and gender differences harms both men, women, and even the trans community. You know, social media distills the information that you hear. The article on neurosexism went viral. It showed up in 8 news outlets, 5 blogs, 6,543 tweets, 70 Facebook pages, on Wikipedia, Reddit, and 3 video sites. It was out there so that there are no differences in the brain. And then, substantial scientific research barely gets noticed. You know, historically, scientific journalists and publishers work together with professionals in the environment where methodology and biases were checked and rechecked. Their things were reviewed, peer-reviewed, and challenged by other experts in their respective fields, not by the media. Thanks for listening today.